Scrolling across Aliexpress, I stumbled upon this watch. I was looking for something new but didn't really know what to, and I found the Sanda reference 308 Diver, which has a very good resemblance to the Citizen Promaster on analog digital divers. It's a pretty cool watch and it was under $20, so I was actually very curious how good it actually would be. I tried to look it up on YouTube and I saw there was no reviews or videos of it yet. So years of being gone from reviewing watches or making YouTube content for watches, it's time to crack at it again. So let's take a look. The Sanda watch has a case size of 38mm, but with the left case part, it is much bigger on the wrist and much bigger looking. But it's quite okay. It has a thickness of 60mm, so it doesn't wear that big, but I have small wrists. If you have bigger wrists, there will be no problems whatsoever here. The case is mentioned as zinc alloy and it's not polished, and I think that's actually quite okay. Normally on cheaper watches you see it's very cheap polished metal. It looks kind of okay, and the actual watch is also like this, so it's pretty good. The case is not sharp at all. It has very round edges. It's quite rough, but still I would rather have this than a polished 316L stainless steel case that is not like that. So not that bad. Looking at the bezel, the printing of the bezel is quite nicely done for this price point, and it has a really good matte finish. The bezel has like a coin-S bezel like we see on other Citizens and Psychos. The lume dot is not beveled or protected at all, it's just pasted on the bezel, which is very normal at this price point. The bezel is quite a bummer because you might not realize it, but it actually doesn't really turn at all. So it makes no sense to have a diver bezel that doesn't turn. It's static, it's that. It makes it completely pointless, which is a big shame, but nice touch. It goes slightly inward, which creates a nice effect. The seller description mentioned it has tempered mineral glass, but honestly I just think it's a very standard cheap crystal. It is glass though, not plastic, which is a big plus. The dial is quite straightforward. It has a printed dial with at the top a cutout for the digital part of the watch. It's very similar to the 7002 series Psycho Diver in terms of the hour markers, I'd say. And the hands are just one-on-one copied from the Citizen Promaster. It has a really nice orange minute hand and the diver second hand that you can use. It's pretty nice actually. I like the dial. It's not too cluttered, and the digi part is pretty well done. The caseback is quite standard. It's a standard snap-on caseback that you see on all the cheap watches. It mentions the brand, the model, and the type of the battery, which is quite useful. Being a snap-on is also probably why it's only like 50m rated and not more than that. You could not possibly actually dive with it. It might not even survive the pool, which is to be expected for a $20 watch actually. Moving on to the movement, it's mentioned that it has a Miyota movement, and obviously it's both analog and digital. The digital has a wall time function, and then you have a stopwatch that can start, stop and reset. It also has an alarm, which I haven't really figured out yet, but I think it works because the whole movement works. And then it has also a backlight, so if you press it on the left top, it backs up a little bit to blue, which isn't bright at all, but it is there. So actually not that bad. The Miyota movements for this price point are very normal and nothing to mention there specifically. Onto the accessories, the watch comes with no box. It just has this little tag and the manual, which is in English and Chinese. I can't read the Chinese, obviously. The most interesting part is what's written on the bottom here. It says, this watch can be used in swim or during car washing, but do not operate the button in the water. Okay, we'll take note of that. So let's put it on the wrist here. It's actually quite comfortable. The strap is much more comfortable than I'm used to for $20. It's obviously cheap rubber-ish, but not too annoying. The big left thing sticks a little bit in my arm or my wrist, but it's not too bad. And honestly, I'm surprised with how good it looks on the wrists. It's pretty nice actually. So yeah, I don't think I will wear this as a daily diver or daily tool watch, because I don't know how long it will last, but not being able to turn the bezel, not being able to use the left and use most of the functions. It's not going to be my daily, but it still ain't bad. So let's jump into the conclusions of this watch. So the big question is, was it worth the $20? And I'd say if you just like how the watch looks, it's definitely not a bad purchase for under $20. Personally, I don't really like how it's a cheap homage of a tool watch, but you can't actually use it as a tool watch. You can't dive with it. It's only 50 meters rated. The left thing doesn't do anything. So I would much more prefer to buy a more simpler dive model or just a dress watch for the $20, or pay like $50 to $100 to get a Heimerdala, Pagani design, all the other AliExpress brands, and get so much more bang for buck for your money. On the other hand, I don't think there's any other watch this cheap with a working analog and digital display, a crystal glass, actual alloy case, and pretty comfortable rubberish strap. So it's not definitely a bad watch. I would recommend it if you like the looks. Go for it. Look at all the pictures. There's a link in the description. I will earn a little money off affiliate if you buy it that way. And either way, thank you so much for watching this until the end. Subscribe for more. Definitely let me know what you think I should review next and if you picked it up after this video. Thank you. See you later.